Leaving Tainan, I made my way inland, through the mountains to the beautiful Sun Moon Lake. This is Taiwan's biggest lake, and the area is both rich in natural scenery and cultural heritage. Because it's practically in the centre of Taiwan, it's often referred to as the heart of the country. This man-made body of water is used for dual purposes: hydroelectricity and tourism. It gives the people here a great sense of pride, not only because they regard it as the most beautiful part of the country, but also as a symbol of modern-day Taiwan. Now, Taiwan is a cyclist paradise. There are roads and purpose-built paths that mean you can access almost every part of the country using pedal power. So, I engaged the help of Tim to show me around the area. Don't let his old age trick you. This is one of the fittest blokes I have ever met.
How long did it take you to ride around Taiwan?
9 days.
9 days?
Yeah. So it's about 1,000 kilometers in length.
That would take me a month. You did it in 9 days.
But you're much younger than I. It's no problem for you.
You're so fit. You look so fit.
Yeah. I'm 62 years old.
No.
Yeah.
62 years old?
Yeah.
And you've cycled all the way around Taiwan?
Yeah. It's no problem. Even some people much older than I. They always do cycling around Taiwan.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Because Taiwan is suitable for any person or any people to ride in.
So why did you start riding?
I like riding, and first reason, you can do it by yourself or with some other friend. And the second, it's very cheap. You don't need to spend a lot of money. Then the third reason is it's good for your health.
Keeps you healthy.
And the last reason is the most important. My wife approved. I do riding bicycle because he said riding bicycle. You during the nighttime you could not do anything bad because you don't have enough energy during the nighttime.
So your wife lets you ride your bicycle because you get so tired.
He like I ride bicycle. Even I stay outside many days. He don't worry. She told me really don't worry.
Because you're too tired at night.
Yeah, too tired during the night. Just sleep.
That's great. And I guess though, riding a bike, you're riding a lot slower than you would be in a car, obviously. So you get to see more things in depth.
Yeah.
And it's a lot more fun, and it keeps you healthy.
Yeah, it's very nice. So this is why I look like much younger than I am.
Do. You sure do.
Tim has more energy than your average teenager. While we're riding around, he explained how he cycles to and from work every day. I figured, he lived around the corner. But it turns out he spends 3 hours pedaling to work each morning and then 3 hours to get home again. Now that's dedication. The few hours of the day when Tim's not on his bike, he works as a guide showing people the major landmarks around Sun Moon Lake. So we pedalled back to the bike shop, had a quick cup of tea before jumping on a boat and making our way across the lake. On one side, the lake is covered by resorts and hotels, but there are vast sections where there are more natural settings. It's a really peaceful place, and it's in stark contrast to the cities that are only an hour's drive away.
After you.
A good way to get some elevated views of Sun Moon Lake is to take a ride on the ropeway. It departs from the lakeside and takes you into the surrounding mountains. In case you're wondering where the lake got its name, well, it supposedly looks like the edge of the sun on one side and a crescent of the moon on the other. Now, I have no idea who came up with that description, but to me, it looks more like a fried egg. Mind you, Fried Egg Lake doesn't really have the same ring to it.
Yeah, just
the fountain that
we
feeds
call
the
just
lake.
Sun Moon Spring.
Sun Moon Spring.
Sun Moon Spring. Yeah. The water comes from that place.
The ropeway also takes you inland to a huge theme park. It's kind of like a miniature Disneyland, so it's great for the kids. Now, even though I kind of like to think of myself as a big kid, I was more interested in checking out the Formosan Aboriginal Cultural Village. It's a combination of exhibitions that explore the indigenous culture, arts and traditions of Taiwan's Aboriginal people. Across the island there are 10 tribal groups that have occupied parts of the country for thousands of years. They're highly respected and big efforts are being made to preserve their culture, while the world around them moves forward at 1,000,000 miles an hour. This particular tribal group are called the Tao, and are very spiritual, with ancestor worship at the heart of their religious beliefs. Their bright-coloured dress and appearance reminds me a little of a combination of traditional Nepalese people and South American Indians. But of course, they are distinctly different. Beyond the cultural performances, there are various displays that tell the story of village life from centuries ago. The scene depicting a sick person being tended to by the village witch doctor is a fantastic example of how spiritual these people are. Their belief was that illness often occurred as a result of angering the ancestors, so all sorts of rituals and prayers were necessary to appease them. Ritualistic behaviour is common among tribes all around the world. It's used to create order, a sense of place, and also to provide answers to questions we can't comprehend. Like, what happens in the afterlife? As far as rituals go, you're about to see something that I can only describe as unique. Yep, it's exactly what you think it is. I shouldn't really need to say it. If you're confused at all, get your hands on an anatomy book and take a look under the heading Male Reproductive Organ, or penis.
So do a lot of people come here?
Yeah, many people come here. Especially some couple, they cannot get baby after several years marriage life.
So that's brilliant. So it's a fertility symbol that women come here and men, and they hug it, touch it, wrap it, and then when they've had a child, a son, they come back and wrap a ribbon around it.
To say thank you to the God.
Say thank you.
Yeah, say thank you.
There are so many inappropriate things I want to say about this statue, but I have to be mature about this. Rolling hills of tea. It's a sight any tea drinker would fall in love with. In Taiwan, there's a culture that celebrates this tasty beverage, and throughout the country's mountainous areas you can find expansive plantations. The topography and climate are perfect for growing tea plants, and each region's produce has its own unique flavour. Now, this part of the country is the famed scenic mountain area of Alishan. It's the last stop on my tour of Taiwan, and a fitting finale to the journey. The product that comes from this region is the highest quality in the country. Apparently, it's a combination of lots of moisture, big temperature fluctuations, and the traditional techniques the farmers use.
Okay, this is chief of the country.
Chief of the country?
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
If you see he should be stand, this. 村长好, you know.
It actually turned out that he was the chief of the county, not the country. After the formalities were over, it was time for some serious tea drinking. And when I say serious, I really mean it. In this place, there's a strict protocol you have to follow when making a cuppa.
If you eating the tea, you should be clean your bread and keep your hairs and give you hairs finishing. Okay, lah.
According to these guys, tea is the elixir of life. And judging by the way they are, it must be working. Further along the road, on the way up the mountain to Alishan, is the town of Fenchihu. It was once an important centre during the booming timber trade, and remains as a stop on the train ride to Alishan scenic area. It's an historic township with pebbled walkways, timber buildings, old grocery stores and cafes. The atmosphere is really relaxed, and walking through the narrow streets takes you back to a time when the mountains here were alive with activity.
How cool are these old trains? They look like something out of an old Western film. They're actually built by the Japanese so they can get timber from the mountains down to the port before shipping it to Japan. Nowadays, they use these trains to run scenic tours, but unfortunately for me, they're closed due to a landslide. It's still a great place to stop on my way up the mountain.
The old steam locomotive is an impressive piece of machinery. It would have been pretty amazing to see one of these things chugging away up the mountains.
Right. This is a traditional meal the workers in the mountains would have had. Its local name pretty much means lunchbox. I got the barbecue pork because I love barbecue pork. Mmm.